TV besties, welcome back. We're back here with another one. I'm your girl Ash. If you are new here, so stick around for a bit. Don't leave this video just yet. I need you to watch this video on all the way through because you just might enjoy it, okay? So as you can see in the title, we're getting into my reaction recap to Married at First Sight. I say that every time, and y'all don't never correct me. Married at First Sight is episode 20. This is our last rodeo, so technically this was decision day. So y'all, we just about to get into basically my thoughts on decision day for everyone so far. So going in the exact order that they went in, first off, the anxiety that I went through with the fact that Eris and Jasmine were first, and the fact that going in, I felt like I might have even knew what was going to happen, and I was dead wrong. Your girl was dead wrong. First off, they look like, I guess it's just all on paper. All on paper at the end of the day, like they look like a good couple. Even just like how I just feel like they just put themselves together very nicely, matched themselves very nicely. But clearly, y'all, that did not matter. That did not matter. My thoughts don't matter. What I think I see in these relationships does not matter. Let's just talk about the fact that I was completely shocked. Shocked that, because Jasmine went first, that she said no. I was not expecting Jasmine to say no. Once Jasmine said no, at that point, I kind of just knew. I knew the heiress wasn't going to say yes. I figured he was going to follow suit and he was probably going to have, a no too. I'm not gonna, y'all know that little, I had that little tinge of something with them, seemed to have been moving along, him seeming to have been getting a little bit of feeling, but it just seemed like for them, like, right, overall though, it just wasn't enough. What they expected from the jump, from the very beginning, did not happen, and even though they was able to actually get somewhere and build towards something, it still just wasn't enough. And then Eris goes in and just talks about wanting to be with someone who loves themselves and, just pouring in on how much he loves himself. And so basically him wanting, someone, or dreamed of wanting someone who loved themselves just as his equal, which is kind of like low-key shade, because it's kind of like, so you're saying that Jasmine doesn't love herself? And that's exactly how she took it. And like, it took a while. It took all this, but finally feisty Jasmine came out, and she did not let that go down, like, without, she just didn't let it just go down. She was like, wait, what? But in his defense, I think he was just seeing the portions of where he had to pull to get her just to kind of like speak up for herself, and her just talking about, possibly, the insecurities that she came from and where she is now, and her not speaking up, for herself always. I guess he saw that as a way of not being self-love. And so that just led Jasmine to be like, oh, okay, well, you have commitment issues. Like, she started going in on Eris. And I was like, well, you know what? Where was this the whole time? Because he needed this the whole time, and he needed to be read. The boy needed to be read. And it just made me think back to, she was talking about the medium that they saw, and how she was talking about, the maturity, that he still had growing up to do, and things like that. And in his separate interview, his solo interview, when he's just talking about basically, I guess him wanting someone that's just very well confident in their sexuality and is aggressive, maybe, or more aggressive with their sexuality. I don't know how he just kept honing in on sex this whole time. And I get it, you can be a sexual person, and I don't know, the more just his commenting and his wording, and him, she should have, somebody like this, but it was just like, yeah, that's that maturity piece that they were talking about that's just not there yet. And it makes me like, actually, you gotta stick to, like, sometimes, hey, you seeing things, it is what changed your mind, nothing else. But sometimes you gotta stick to your guns, girl. You gotta stick to what you know, because yes, he lacks maturity, and you were from the beginning saying that it was just something about him that possibly did not scream marriage or wanting to be married. And girl, Jasmine was basically saying all that at the very end. Like, if it wasn't attraction, I very well believe that it would have been, something else. He has commitment issues, so he would have found some other reason, basically, to not to commit. I don't know why he's in this process. Like, that's where they are now. In the next setting, I feel like we see them in, it's going to be very confusing, because one minute she's talking to her family like he's two different people, and on another sense, we're watching Clint and Dominique kiss, and they are kind of like and then embrace, like a little bit, kind of like type of thing. So we shall see, y'all. I was shocked based on how things had grown. I did, but at the same time, I could not be even more proud of Jasmine for seeing her growth, for choosing her, at the end of the day, and not settling in the fact of thinking like, all right, this is going somewhere, and boom, like, okay, it can get better. And just for the fact of, what, before he say no, let me just go ahead and say no first, okay? Because one thing, we don't like the embarrassing stuff. So, I want to say that Nicole and Chris were next. I mean, when I was watching it, I was like, all right, Ashley, just take what it is, because this is the only yes you're going to get, because Shaq and Kirsten was still like, I just don't know what's going to come here. So they said yes. Were we shocked? No. At this point, what they're going to do after decision day, how they're going to move, how's that going to happen. So we're not going to stay in that. We knew that they were going to say yes. Yes, they have their own individual issues. I think for Chris, with Nicole, it's just that for her, it's just like, I think for him, I think the example I just want to use, like, if he says something, then that's just that. Not needing to be further reminded and questioned over and over and over and over and over. Like, if I say something, believe what I say, and then, like, that's kind of like what it is. And versus for Nicole, for Chris, it's like, I need you to make sure that you're also putting yourself first, that you're not all about appeasing me to the point that you're not happy. So they obviously just have their things that each one they will want to see growth and more working on in the other person. But they were, yes, cool. I wish that like the producers, the experts, did not give Clint and Gina the chance to continue to play in our faces, because when the last meeting with the experts, if that wasn't giving, we want to be divorced, we don't see nothing progressing, from here, this is why we're not meant to be together, I don't know what is. I could not believe after that meeting that they like the profession, like the experts, really just left them from there to be like, all right, well, we'll just see what happens in the next couple of days. Nothing has grown in a month thus far. What was going to happen in the next month? I mean, I don't know. We've seen some crazy things happen in these episodes, y'all, but it was just a waste. Like, literally fresh off of Gina really talking about how she feels about Clint, how basically his personality type is not the type that she would basically want to marry. Like, it's given, like, I really can't believe we literally about to sit here with y'all on this couch, and y'all basically say the same things that y'all said for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks now. Matter of fact, only maybe 2 weeks ago, when they sat down with the experts, I really cannot believe that they even got the chance to in your face, because that's how I'm just feeling about it right now. If anything, what made it the most interesting was literally like how they talk about the 95% of the great time that they've had together outside of the whole attraction thing, and how they just talked good things about their marriage that wasn't a marriage, clearly. And it almost would have made you think that they were going to be saying yes, and clearly they weren't. So let's just move on, y'all, to Shaq and Kirsten. I think before I even go there, y'all, like, they had us dangling, okay? Did they not? Do y'all not agree that they had us dangling with that clip between Dominic and Clint as if it was going to happen in the midst of them being married to other people, only to find out this is going to happen after they made the decision to go ahead and be divorced and not go forth with their marriage? Why? 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 We know that that people from different seasons end up hooking up. I don't think it's unheard of that people who've been in the same season have possibly hooked up. Like, I guess they felt like they needed to give us something. They need to give us something to be excited about for this season. I'm a little bit disappointed that y'all basically had me thinking like it was gonna be. It's just not as more dramatized as it would be if they were still married to who they were married to. So, hookups. I don't know. I'm gonna just go ahead and say it that it's like, okay, there's nothing wrong with a woman knowing what she wants, you know, a man that's, well in his positioning, financial status, whatever, especially when you can match that. I don't see Dominique matching that at her young age, nor even in her career. I don't remember what she did for a living, but I don't know. It's just giving real gold digger-ish. And I might have felt like that when I was talking just about like how even when she was on the show with McKinley, and then now with her hooking up with Clint, like, it's just, I'm trying not to judge y'all. I'm trying not to, but it's like it's already done. It's already done at this point. I feel like obviously after Kirsten got comfortable, there was so many signs that led us to know that Kirsten was going to say yes on decision day. But as time went on for Shaq, it's like, it's given like, I'm trying to still understand like what happened with Shaq, because it was like, as Kirsten started to open up and want him more, he started to go within and not want Kirsten as much. Like, I really did not know what was going to happen with them on decision day. Heck, we still don't know. With them is where they ended, with Shaq not making his decision yet. We're not going to see Shaq make his decision until next week. And I'm like, bro, what the and I really don't know. The way Shaq has ended things and how he's talking about Kirsten and how basically she has basically been difficult to navigate for him as a man, kind of like basically in so many words. And it's just giving like, oh yeah, this ain't it. He's going to say no, but you never know. He could turn around those words and be like, but it's something I want to work through. It's something, I still want to be that man for you. I still want to, but I don't know. I really feel like I'm going to go ahead and say it. I feel like he's going to say no, y'all. I feel like he's going to say no. And I think it makes me so disappointing, because I think regardless of where Kirsten was, I did not see him as someone giving up. I did not see him as someone who would be saying no. I feel like he was someone who was very well committed, knew what he wanted. But now looking into it, he does have a lot going on for himself, and he is younger. He is on the younger side. I forgot he is the younger. Well, he's not on the younger side. He's still in his 30s. I know he's a little bit older than Kirsten, but it sounds like he's still struggling with trying to balance, the work, school, marriage, life or whatever or whatnot. So I got to hear your thoughts. I say no. What do you think that he's going to say? Oh my gosh. Like, I have no idea. And on that note, I'm pretty sure you heard y'all baby niece here busting up in the room. Yeah, and if she's officially talking. So, if you made it this far into the video, thanks for hanging around here with your girl. I hope you will consider to subscribe to this channel. We are working on getting 200 subscribers by the end of May. So, in order for me to do that, I need y'all help. So come on, get on here, support the girl, like this video if you enjoyed it. And of course, you do have to bang the bell so you get notified when I drop these videos. And as always, I'll catch y'all in the next one.